These 9 men are carrying loads averaging 60 pounds each, the total 530 pounds. And it would be 13 man loads if they were fully armed and equipped. Now, unfortunately, man has a high center of gravity and is not an efficient beast of burden. And we believe that something like this provides a better answer. Because with it, one man can carry all 9 loads. This is the 1st Division Trolley, and you can see that there is room for even bulkier loads. It can be handled by 2 men or up to 4 men over difficult country and obstacles. It can carry 500 weight, though 300 weight is a good average load over difficult country. Let's have a look at the trolley in rather more detail. In design, it is very simple indeed. It weighs about 80 pounds unladen. It is robust. The wheels are detachable, and this enables trolleys to be stacked inside each other. Airdrops have been carried out by a loaded trolley without special packing or platforms with complete success. Here's another one fitted for crossing water by the attachment of inflation bags. The bags, which are part of the trolley kit, are made of airtight plastic with a protective canvas cover. The one is stuffed inside the other. And the bag is blown up by lung power. It takes about 5 minutes. Punctures can be mended with any standard puncture outfit. It's attached to the trolley with ordinary quartermaster store pack straps. Here's the trolley with an outside canvas cover for use if the load must be kept dry. In place of this, one might consider using fibreglass as an inner shell to the trolley. It's light, extremely strong, and not expensive. Another possible use of the trolley is as a basis of overhead cover with either the wheels on or off. In the bank is a slit trench with a fire bay at each end and a trolley in the center used as overhead cover with a ground sheet spread over and the soil on top of that. Here are mortar detachments. The 3-inch mortar in the foreground. The mortar barrel has its own special trolley or carrier pulled by one man. A normal trolley carries the base plate and ammunition. By keeping the barrel out of this trolley, room is available for more ammunition. There is no delay in going into action or in coming out. The base plate trolley carries 25 rounds of ammunition as well as the whole of the rest of the piece. The detachment's remaining ammunition is carried in additional trolleys. The 4.2 mortar of the light batteries RA is similarly provided for. The barrel and the tripod are carried together on a special trolley or carrier. The base plate and 15 rounds of ammunition are in the base plate trolley. A further 25 rounds can be carried in each accompanying ammunition trolley. Now let's consider non-man-pack wireless sets, which must be capable of being removed from their vehicles and dug in without delay. This trolley carries a completely self-contained wireless station. It comprises receiver-sender set, 4 batteries, a small charging engine with petrol and oil, remote control equipment, and remote aerial equipment. In a large headquarters, a number of these stations could be carried in one standard load-carrying vehicle. They could be operated dug in or in a quickly erected shelter. Thus, the number of fitted command vehicles could well be reduced. Here is a small command post being set up in igloo tents with the rear link wireless set alongside. The igloo tent can be inflated with the foot pump of any vehicle by one man in 4 minutes, or rather more quickly by using the air from the spare wheel. The inflated igloo is put over the wireless trolley. Here is the command post igloo fully erected. And in goes the duty officer. The tent could also contain a plastic ground sheet as floor covering, a collapsible table, the battle board, a couple of stools, the control wireless set for the battalion net, and the wireless operator. Alongside is the signals tent, ready for action. The setting up of this small command post has taken a very few minutes, and the process of dismantling is just as quick. Empty trolleys can be very conveniently carried on a Land Rover and trailer. There are 6 trolleys on this Land Rover, 1 on the towing bar, 2 on the trailer, and 3 towed behind the trailer. All methods are simple. They require no special fitting and they don't interfere with driving the vehicle. The trolleys can even provide extra packing space on the move. Here's the leading platoon of a company of infantry moving across country. The going is firm and quite good, but rough. The third section is bringing up a trolley carrying a load of just over 300 weight to a fence which is 2 feet 6 inches high. It is normally pulled by 2 men, but 2 more men help over the obstacle. Now company headquarters with a trolley adapted for a number 62 wireless set. Again, 2 men normally handling and 2 extra men to hump it over the obstacle. Here comes the 3-inch mortar detachment with 1 man towing the barrel and in the rear the base plate trolley with its 25 rounds of ammunition. The total weight in that trolley is approximately 400 weight. You see, the same basic drill is used. It is drawn along by a minimum crew. When they come to an obstacle requiring a special effort, they double handle it over. Now the 4.2 mortar. This, of course, is a much more substantial load in every way. The barrel and tripod is much heavier, but you'll see that 1 man can, with the aid of wheels, move that barrel and tripod across country in a remarkable way. The particular number 1 towing the barrel now has in fact taken it single-handed for over 10 miles. The weight in the baseplate trolley is about 400 weight. Each loaded trolley on the move is handled by the normal crew of 3. 2 crews of 3 hump it over the obstacle. This is the 2nd ammunition trolley going over. The detachment comes to a ditch obstacle. You can see that the robustness of the trolley is well shown across ground like this. Good teamwork by the crew gets it across quite formidable obstacles. Here is another rifle platoon coming. They're carrying 3½ hundredweight, but they're using a trolley, and you can see that their fighting efficiency is not affected. The leading section dumps the trolley, and it's a simple matter for the rear section to pick it up in their stride. Imagine the alternative of handing over 3½ hundredweight of gear in separate one-man loads. Notice that coming down a small shallow bank like this, the trolley does not take control. And now for the water crossing. Here's the leading platoon. The trolleys have been quickly prepared in a nearby waterproofing area. Three lines are attached by snap hooks, the kind of thing you have at the end of a dog's lead. Three men who will provide the bank party on the far side get into it and take it across the water using standard army equipment, shovels, GS, as paddles. This obstacle is about 30 yards wide. There is no current. The line is being paid out by line handlers on the near bank who use ordinary signal cable and ordinary signal dispensers. The leading three men are just arriving at the far bank. Their job is to take charge of the lines and pull across the next flight. Here goes the next flight of two trolleys. One empty trolley is on its way back. The normal load is 3 men. If they sit well down in the trolley, there is no danger of accident. Above the water or be protected. Already in the water alongside it is a passenger trolley, waterproofed. You'll see that the loaded trolley is not tied to a line. It's simply held onto by the 2 men in the passenger trolley. This soldier is wearing the new experimental combat equipment. And of course all these troops are armed with the FN rifle. An empty passenger trolley is now being cast loose, and that leaves a line available for load-carrying trolleys to be sent over on their own. Here comes the 3-inch mortar trolley, the 3-inch mortar barrel just plonked in on top and the whole being pushed into the water. One man rides on the trolley itself, and the remainder of the detachment are in passenger trolleys. They, of course, must land first and pull out their mortar trolley. Here comes the heavy mortar. The wheels are taken off, and barrel and wheels are placed separately in the baseplate trolley. It is, in fact, quite possible just to wheel the whole thing onto the top of the trolley, but if there is any error made in balance, so much weight above the waterline can lead to interesting incidents and somebody having to dive. The actual weight that the trolley is carrying now is something over 900 pounds. The inflation bag's action is, of course, helped by the extent to which the load is underwater. The whole crew of 4 are going in one trolley. A 4-man load is quite possible as long as the men are not too large. It takes 5 men to get the mortar trolley up the bank. The last trolley coming down is the wireless station trolley. It's the same that you saw earlier in the film, the number 62 set with its 4 batteries, charging motor and everything, the same standard flotation bag and the same canvas cover around it. The operator is travelling with his set, wearing his earphones, and can in fact remain working while he's going across the water. His company commander controls the operation, which, like any form of water crossing, has to be strictly and carefully controlled. The linemen on the departure bank reel in the cable. The flight now embarking is the last remnants of company headquarters and the linemen themselves. The crossing is now completed. Please remember that all you have seen is still completely experimental. The equipment has been under small-scale trials for a year and comprehensive tests during 5 months. It has been tested on Salisbury Plain, across water and over Dartmoor. Marches of 10 miles, 30 miles and up to 100 miles have been carried out, and it's now ready for troop trials. This is only a beginning.